So I got up, I warmed the food for. I'm like, it's okay, Immaculate, it's okay. So I got up, warmed the food for him, and then placed it on the table, and then told him I'm going to sleep. Like I don't have time for this drama. So upon going back to sleep, he calls me again. And then I go to the sitting room and he's like, have you tasted this food? I'm like, I didn't taste it. I didn't feel like eating. Like I said, I had a stressful day at work and all I really want to do is sleep because I just really want to sleep. So he goes ahead and tells me, hausikia aibu, unasavaje bwanako chakula haijaiva? You know, I'm laughing at that bwanake because I'm like, bro, I only know you for 3 weeks. Spare me, man. Spare me. Unasavaje bwanako chakula haijaiva? Wewe ni bibi na gani? Unajua mimi ni mwanaume Mkikuyu. Henda unipikie chakula ingine. I'm like, bruh. No, you've got the wrong girl. No, I'm not the one. I really am not the one. So he goes ahead and no. So I told him no, and then he asked me, "Kwani you, what did you eat?" I told him I just had noodles. So he's like, "So unajipikia chakula na mimi nipikie." Actually, as a matter of fact, henceforth you're the one who's going to be cooking my food. Ukitoka job, you cook my food first, and then you go to sleep. Otherwise, So I told him we have a house help. I'm paying her. I barely cook my meals. I barely even used to cook for myself when I was living alone. And I understand that this might be debatable in many households, but I feel like you're supposed to do some things depending on how you really feel about somebody. You just won't cook for somebody that you don't really... I don't know. For me, cooking is a love. I love cooking, and cooking is a love language. But I feel like I do that when you actually really give me a reason as to why I really need to cook for you. Like y'all's love languages, you will use them when you feel like that person deserves it. I don't know. For me, that's the case. And in this case, I was working and tired, and I just felt off. My gut ilikuwa inakataa kabisa. I just felt like there's something about this guy that just doesn't add up at all. So anyway, he goes and pours the food and is really angry and he's shouting and he's just being really weird. So anyway, he comes to sleep and he's like, let it be the last time that you're serving me food that is not well cooked. You're the one who's going to be doing my meals henceforth. I told him, I don't know about that, but I mean, well, we're gonna see about that. So he tells me, no, if you actually love me, that is what you're going to do. Even if I call my mother right now, she'd agree. She wouldn't even believe that you're not cooking for me, that you're letting a house help cook for me. So at that point, I'm pissed off. I go ahead and ask him, I met you with a house help. It's a house help that used to cook your meals. How come suddenly you want me to cook your meals? Like, I'm going to cook them when I want to cook them, not because you asked me to cook them. Hello. Anyway, the following day I go to work. Now it's on a Tuesday. I go to work on Tuesday. I'm really pissed off about the previous night. I'm just really pissed off. So on Tuesday, we don't talk much the entire day. Then Wednesday comes. Wednesday, now my this is the first week of living together. We literally started living together the previous week on Saturday. So on Wednesday, he calls me. I had a really busy day on that Wednesday, meetings back and forth, and my boss was on my neck, and it was a very stressful week for me. So he calls me, and I couldn't pick up the phone because I was in a meeting. So I hung up the first time, he calls again. The second time I hung up, he calls again. The third time I switch off the phone. So after a few minutes, my senses, I just feel like maybe something is wrong. Let me just pick up the phone and see what he actually wants to tell me. So I pick up I switch on my phone and excuse myself from the meeting and go outside, then text him. He called me. He goes like, I'm like, calm down. I already have a really bad day and stressful day at work. Can you tell me what's going on? He tells me, utaki watu wajue uko na bwana ama mbona ushiki simu nikikupigia simu? I'm like, why did you call me? So he goes ahead and tells me, your son, now he calls him by his name. He says, let's call him baby boy. Baby boy, your son, like he says, Justin, your son, like he's not called that, like the name. Your son needs fruits. He hasn't had fruits since morning. I'm like, bro, this is not my son. He's like, ati, nikwambia mbona unashinda ukiforce issues? Like, can you calm down? How is it impossible for you to buy your son fruits? He's like, but you already agreed I'll be paying rent. You're the one who is going to be taking care of all the utilities. I'm like, so since I can't come to the phone, you can't literally just take 100 bob and buy your son fruits. He's like, no, he's also your son. You send the money. I'm like, Guy, Motheu, Guy. So I'm like, I don't have money because at the back of my mind, I'm like, let me actually not send the money and see if your son won't have fruits the entire day. Like, how childish can you be? And hapo ndipo nikajua age is just but a number. Maturity does not come with age, my friends. Maturity does not come with age. You can be 15 years old, for crying out loud, and you'll be maturer than a 40-year-old. Go argue with your grandmother. So anyway, I didn't send the money. Fast forward, I come back to the house. He's pissed. Yani, he's pissed. He's mad. Yani, guy, he's really mad. So because he's really mad, he locked the bedroom. Didn't come back home that night. It's just Wednesday. We started living together last week on Saturday. He locked the room. Didn't come back. He didn't come back to the house. Like, he slept outside. So I have to sleep on the couch all night. And my clothes are actually in the bedroom. So I need to get up in the morning and bembeleza him, please, fungo za bedroom, so that I can get ready to go to work. And it was at that point I knew, Immaculate, you really, really big time. So then I started strategizing my exit plan. And I just moved in with this guy last week, Saturday. It's Wednesday. But I need to start looking for a house to move out again. So anyway, I called him in the morning. I'm like, hey, please, I'm sorry. I don't even know I'm apologizing at that point, but I'm like, hey, I'm sorry that I didn't respect you enough as your wife. Please come back because I don't want to be late for work. Just come back. We can talk about this. He's like, Aisha. I'm like, yeah, come back. We're going to talk about this. And I mean, things are going to fall back into place again. He's like, yeah, sure, bet. I'm going to be on my way. So he came back. We talked briefly, and he was like, you're the one who's making me do this type of things. You make me really mad. So then I'm pushed to be really mean to you. You're the one who's making me do this type of things. So don't make me do this type of things, and I won't do them to you. So you need to apologize. I'm like, I'm really sorry. So anyway, I get ready and go to work. So at the time, I'm beginning to become really frustrated, and I'm talking to my friends about it. I don't think at this point I'd actually even opened up to Beryl about what was going on. So on Saturday comes around. On Saturday, now this is going to be the first full week we've lived together. Saturday comes around, and he's like, I want to take you somewhere in order for me to apologize and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, sure, bet. So we go. We went to the place. It was actually a really beautiful restaurant, again, with his friends. My friends were not there. So we hung out for quite a bit. And while we were there, I don't even know what triggered everything. I think it was over a drink or something. Like, he was hanging out with his friends. I was kind of bored, and I was on my phone. And one thing led to another. And then it became a short argument. And I was like, what do you want me to do? You're talking to your friends. I'm just on my phone. I'm really just trying to get a drink so that I don't look bored. I'm seated by myself. And then he started becoming dramatic. And I told him, I really can't do this with you. It's in a public place. Let me go outside and catch some air. So one of the friends noticed that we were having a really heated argument. So he decided to walk me outside so that, we could just catch some air together. So he got keys of another of their friends, car keys. So we go to the car and hang out now with his friend. So we are sitting in the car, just catching some air and just getting out of all that negative energy. And while we are there, this guy comes down. So when he came, he's like, why are you seated outside here? Wherever I am, you can't breathe. You're saying you want to catch some air. Kwani where I am, you can't breathe. Let's go back up. I'm like, I was already calm. What is wrong with you? Like, can you just step out of that ego? Like, can you just be the guy I knew? He goes ahead and says, no, you're not coming back up with me. I don't even remember the gibberish he was talking. So at that point, I get really pissed off. And I told him, I was also a bit mean at the time, because I told him, actually, good, because now sometimes no. So I'm like, you know what? I'm actually going to go home. He goes like, the moment you step out of here, now that we are done, we are never going to talk again. I'm like, bruh, I've been waiting for this day because I've been wanting out, like, since I even stepped in. So anyway, I call one of my friends. I call like a very close guy friend of mine. He didn't pick up the phone. I call another close guy friend of mine. He didn't pick up the phone. And then I'm like, the guy I was talking to before I actually met this psycho, let me try and call him and see if he can come through for me. That guy was my very good friend. Like, he was more of my friend, more than like somebody that we were trying to get with. So I called him. Upon calling him, he's like, I'm crying at the time. So I called him. I'm like, hey, so and so, how are you? He's like, I'm good. Are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm like, okay, guy, you remember the guy I told you yesterday dating? And he has done 1, 2, 3. He's like, where are you? I told him, I don't even know where I am. Like, he's like, okay, just turn on your location. No, just send me your live location and then I'm going to come and get you. I'm like, are you sure you're going to come and get me? He's like, yeah, I'm going to send my Uber guy to come and get you. So I'm like, yeah, sure, bet. So we're in the car, this guy is causing drama, like just standing by the car, this guy is causing drama. The guy friend is there trying to restrain him, like, no, stop being so vulgar, stop bringing drama, like, Immaculate is calm, can you just, like, you're like, the people that know me in person, in situations like those, I'm calm. In situations like those, I don't rush to fight. I can't fight for shit. I can't. I'd rather just stay back and just leave the whole situation because I'm too pretty to fight. Damn. Anyway, I'm just really trying to stand behind his guy friend because I'm not trying to get hurt. What am I going? Why will I even have scars for? Like what? I mean, anyway. This guy calls me and he's like, the Uber guy is heading to you right now. He'll be there shortly. So I told him it's okay. So this guy goes up and leaves me with a friend. So I told the friend, I think it's best for me to just bounce. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. The vibe is already dead. I'd rather really not be here anymore. So this guy goes up to get my pass. I didn't have my pass down there. So when he went up to get my pass, this friend of his, now the boyfriend husband, has seen that he's come up to get my pass. So he comes down with him and he goes like, where are you going? Where are you going? I always knew that you've got other men out there because right now it's very late in the night. Where would you be going right now? And Gassidri, what? I told him, just leave me alone. I'm going to go to the house. We will meet later, like when you calm down, because right now I can't even deal with you. I don't even know what to say to you. So he's like, it's fine, but just know that I don't want to find you in my house. It's now his house. Nisikupate kwangu, ukienda uende kabisa na nisiwahi kupata kwangu. That's why I told him, hiyo nyumba iko na vitu zangu. If you don't want me in that house, it's fine. I'm going to get my things and leave. Hapana, kuna kitu yako kwa hiyo nyumba magai. What do you mean? The TV is mine, the seats are mine, the cooker is mine, the carpet is mine, the bed is mine, everything in that house is mine. What do you mean? It's like, kuna kitu yako kwa hiyo nyumba. Nisikupate hapo. Na nisipate umechukua kitu yote kwa hiyo nyumba, nitaita polisi. I'm like, kai, mimi nitaanza wapi? Nitaanza kununua vitu tena. Kai, hey. Anyway, so when we are over there, now at the time he's throwing tantrums and the guy friend of his is there. He's trying to restrain him like hapana because he's really trying to beat me. The entire time hata hajaniguza because the friend is there and he's trying to restrain him. So kidogo, the friend of mine, the sneaky link, calls me and tells me, my Uber guy is telling me he's close by. I've given him your number so that he can call you ndo mpatane. So anyway, I see a strange number calling, so I figure out it's the guy mwenye amepewa my number to come and pick me up. So I pick up the call and he's like, I'm outside the gate. I'm like, so at the time we are at the parking lot, place tunaweza ona gate when a car is approaching. So he's like, I'm outside the gate, where are you? I told him, I'm inside, I can't see anybody at the gate. So he goes like, a black car. I'm like, all I can see is a black Range Rover. He's like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, oh wow, you came with a Range Rover. Okay, now this is going to get really bad because it will actually really seem like I am actually going out with a man. I expected an Uber. Shit, I expected a Suzuki Alto. Why the hell are you here in a Range Rover? But there's nothing that could get me to stay there, so I had to bounce like yesterday. So I told him to just come in. So as he's coming in, I'm on the phone and I'm like this, like just kuja tu. And this guy sees that and he flips. Now the husband, Makachief, he flips and he's like, nilijua unaenda kukuwa na wanaume wengine. Kazi yako ni wanaume. Nilijua tu, nimekopa madeni sababu yako. Nimefanya. Apparently, kumbe this guy, when he was getting this house, to please me, alichukua loan to rent a house in order to get me to stay with him. He also took a loan, hii ya birthday, hii ya pete ameninunulia, hii ya gifts amenibaia. Oh my goodness, it's like, hizo loan wende utalipa hizo loan. So now now he had gifted me the shoes I was wearing, and he had gifted me he hadn't gifted me that pass. I had seen a pass when I was with him just around, and I was like, oh, hii pass inakapoa. I asked how much it was. It was around 4,000 and I had 3,000 bob with me. So I told him, do you mind kuniongezea 1,000 bob? I'll give it back to you. So akaniongezea and he was like, no, it's okay. Hiyo nimekubaia, it's okay. I'm like, umenibaia, but anyway, thank you. So he's like, leta pasi yangu yenye nilikununulia. Toa viatu zangu zenye nilikununulia. Anyway, sometimes I look back at some things like those that happened to me and I'm like, I'm glad they actually happened, because there's no way on earth I'm letting a man treat me like that again. Like, before I let you be in a position to tell me toa kitu nilikununulia ama fanya kitu nilikufanyia ama sijui, I really just that's what, it's really good to have your own things, or at least even in the dating stage and getting to know somebody, it's really good to be independent. I was independent, like to not let someone, like I feel like moving in with this guy was part of the reason as to why he felt so comfortable treating me like that or talking to me like that. Anyway, fast forward to I get in the kind, he goes ahead, nitavunja windscreen. I'm like, bro, utavunja windscreen ya Range Rover, utalipa na nini? Kwani amuogopi huku nje? Anyway, I get in the car and I'm crying, I'm bawling my eyes out. I don't have shoes, I don't have a purse, and he has taken my keys. This Uber guy takes me to my friend where he was at. I think it was somewhere in Lavington or Kilimani at a friend's party thingy. So he comes down and I'm bawling my eyes out, I'm crying. So he asked me what, I told him the whole story, asked me what I wanted him to do about it. I told him nothing. I just wanted him to get me back to the house in order for me to secure my things. So he's like, but you don't have a key. So I told him the house help was in the house. She was going to let me in. So we get into his other car and he took me to my house and tukabisha hapo kwa soja, akanifungulia gates, went to my house, knocked until the house help had me, opened the house for me. I had to sleep on the couch because the bedroom was locked. Like, this man was crazy. Anyway, fast forward, this guy later came back. Upon coming back, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you see what you made me do to you. As in, guy, I'm like, yo, it's fine. I didn't have the energy in me at the time. Nishapigia besti yangu. I just want out. Like, I just want to be gone. So one of my very close friends Vertex came the following day, and this guy was ready to jump. Yani, he was ready. Yeah, I don't know. He was just ready to go. He was just ready to be physical. So I'm like, no, Vertex, I just really want you all to help me get my things out of this house and tukutafute nyumba ingine ndo tuhame. So he calls one of my close friends, her name is Shiko. He calls her and is like, Shiko, please ongea na Ima, anataka kuhama, mwambie ni hasira, anga sijui what. This guy goes ahead, brings me KFC chicken, anga kuniambia pale. I'm like, bruh. Anyway, nikaambia kina Vertex, nyebu kuleni hizo kuku area kwa nguvu ya kuleta machakula hapa. At this time I really don't want, I would be less bothered. So anyway, tukasumbuana. First forward, I really want to wrap this up. That is now on Sunday, and then on Monday I have to go to work. I'm stressed out. I still have PTSD from what he did to me. So on Monday nikarudi, I find a bottle of wine and flowers and a note of telling me how sorry he is, how much I made him do that, and he's really sorry, he can't afford to lose me. Now this is week 4 of knowing him. So on Tuesday I came back, and then upon coming back, I slept early. So when he came back, he woke me up. He's like, I thought I told you about you sleeping and not serving my food. I'm like, bruh, you've just been apologizing since Saturday. Like, don't you think it's time to give it a rest? This guy literally cut me. I think I still have the mark. I don't know where it was. I think it healed. But, excuse me, I had a cut mark over here with scissors. And it was that point I knew you have to bounce. Like, I had begun to buy his apologies and be like, maybe he's actually sorry. But it was at that point on Tuesday when he cut me that I knew it's never going to get better. That is why you're told, go within the first slap, move. Within the first insult, just go. Like, don't wait for it to get worse. Wait for it until people have to say, Ima, rest in peace, Aki. Na tulikuambia utoke na huku unatoka. Don't wait for it to get worse. Just really bounce. So anyway, Tuesday rolled around. Then I told Vertex about what he had done, and Vertex told me, Immaculate, I think it's time for you to actually really move out. Like, take this thing seriously. Itisha Rusa job and just get some time to house hunt and just move out of that place. So then I called my mom and told my mom what was going on, and my mama could not even believe it. Like, she was like, why would you do this? Why would you even move in with a guy you don't even know? You've known somebody for 2 weeks. They're asking you to marry them, and within 3 days you are in their house. Like, what the hell, Immaculate? Sometimes I feel like shooting myself with a gun. But I'm grateful for the lessons. If there's anything that I picked from that, is what I can and cannot tolerate from a man. Like, I feel like right now, I can at least tell love bombing, and even if it's genuine love, I'll be able to withdraw from it until I can actually really understand the intentions of this person. You really never know, because somebody can be really nice to you until even 10 years and then they just flip up on you. But I thank God that this person changed within that short period of time, which allowed me to actually really move out and move on. Like, I can actually laugh about it right now. I was really traumatized initially, but right now I can actually laugh about it. So that weekend we got a house and moved out. So yeah, that's how I got engaged within 1 week of knowing somebody, moved in with them for 2 weeks, and for 1 week actually, and they bet me black and blue. Well, he didn't really beat me, he just really traumatized me. So yeah, that's how I got engaged and called it off in literally 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, immaculate. You all tell me if you'd really like some more story times of the crazy Nairobi men stories, because they are really crazy. Anyway, that was one for the books. I moved on from it. Right now, when I just see him on the road, I'm like, what? Whoever is with you, man, damn. But I forgot to tell you another part. So within that week, on Tuesday when he cut me, on Wednesday or Thursday, the mom came to visit, because he told the mom, oh, I'm having problems with Immaculate. I think it's best for you to come and talk to her. So the mom, I found the mom when I came from work. I didn't know that he had invited her over. So upon getting to the house, the mom is there and she's like, oh, habari yako mrembo, we had never met before. And I'm like, oh, poa sana mom, I just have to be nice to her. She's like an older lady. So she goes ahead, we talk a bit, and she tells me, so-and-so has told me you all are having problems. I'm like, yeah, he did this, and this, and I don't think I can tolerate that. And then the mom goes ahead and tells me, quote unquote, ukitaka kukaa kwa ndoa sana kama sisi, utavumilia kuchapwa. Hata sisi tulichapwa na tukavumilia. Ndio maana tumeolewa mpaka wa leo. Okay, I can't deal with this. No, no. And then she told me, nikiwa miaka yako nilikuwa nishamzaa. Saa hii wewe hata umechelewa, unafaa kuwa na mtoto. Kwa hivyo ukitaka ndoa ni kuvumilia. No, honey. My ndoa ni kutreat you like a baby girl, because that is what I am. I mean, sometimes I feel like a man will treat you the way you allow him to treat you. He'll treat you the way you treat yourself. He'll treat you the way you feel about yourself. So if I feel like ndoa ni kuvumilia, or hell nitavumilia, there will be a lot to actually vumilia. So yeah, I moved out, went back to actually my old place. I really talked to my landlady and asked her to please let me back there. She was my friend, she's my mom's friend, so she was cool with it. I went back to my old place, and yeah, I moved on pretty fast, because my mom came, Kinavatex came, and we threatened to involve the cops in order for him to let go of my things that he was claiming are his things. So yeah, I eventually moved out, and he tried to make things work with me, though in order for me to make him let me move out peaceful, it wasn't that peaceful. I promised him that we were going to work on things while I'm away, like we were not going to take things slow. But yeah, when I moved out, that was it. It was a wrap. And later on, he was telling people about how crazy, like the stories now I was hearing, I am a very crazy girl, and I couldn't appreciate the things he was doing for me. And there was that point I knew, the very first time this guy started telling me about how crazy his baby mama and his ex-wife was, I should have just known. One day I will be the topic of discussion about how crazy I actually am. And yeah, beware of the streets, y'all. And lesson learned, don't rush into relationships. Just take your time, get to know somebody. I feel like that is what I picked up from that relationship. So yeah, right now I am over that. It's been quite some time. It didn't take me a lot of time to heal. I just moved on from it, because that is what you need to do. So yeah, it's been really fun shooting this vlog, and I'm gonna see you all pretty soon. I will not stop vlogging like I did. I am going to do a vlog about where I was and what I went through and what I learned from it. Maybe in the next vlog or the one after that. I don't know. When I'm ready to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it, even though I don't really think anybody cares. So I did this vlog for myself in the future, when I want to tell my children and grandchildren about my dating stories, so that they can watch this and 2, 5, 10 others or 500 others of you who will watch. I don't know how many of you all will watch. So thank you so much for watching till the end. If you did, I really, really appreciate. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me about a crazy story you had with a Nairobi guy. It doesn't have to be a Nairobi guy, like a relationship that was like really crazy. Leave a comment for me so that I can, interact with you all. So thank you so much for watching till the end. I love, love, love you guys. So yeah, until next time, I'm going to see you all very, very soon. Bye.